Switch
Milk.
Yeah.
Milk.
Not milk on a hot day.
Milk's a poor choice.
Poor? Oh, alright. That was a really...
Milk.
It's quality. Bend with your knees, not with your back.
Did I just do that correctly, did I? I wasn't even paying attention.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't... Yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah.
Especially not with the milk.
Actually, I was once at a wedding, and they had milk in the... You know, they have like a pot of things behind them. You can sort of see there's like different variations of wines.
Yeah. And they had milk.
Beers and ciders, and there was a milk in there. And I said, what is the milk for? They said, we don't know. We just have milk in here. And so I said, this is 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday at a wedding reception outside. Can I have a glass of milk? And they said, we don't see why not. And look, it was strange walking around with a glass of milk in my hand.
Is this real?
People kept asking,
happened.
Yeah, kept asking me, is that a glass of milk? I mean, I don't know what else would look close enough to milk. Like, obviously it's milk. I think it was just a shock that I was walking around with it at a wedding. Look,
Understandably too.
it's fair enough. It's a fair question. But, glass of milk. Some people say that it would be childish. I would say that it was bold. I like to think it was bold. Because it was it's a noticeably poor choice of drink. Which in a way makes it extra special.
Well, yeah, so I was kind of not really paying attention at the start of that. So you were at a wedding and they had milk on display, and you went up to them and said, "Can I have milk?" And they said, "Why not?" So how did they have the milk displayed?
It was in a tub behind them. They had put all the wines.
This doesn't sound real. Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this a bit?
No, full thing. It had a tub with ice in it and wines and ciders and beers and just 2 litres of full cream milk. And I said, what drink? You're not serving cocktails, so what drink is the milk for?
Oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah.
And when they didn't have a response, I wanted... Part of it was because I was thirsty, and I really believed and was right in that the milk quenched that thirst faster than I think any other drink could. But another part of me was like, you know what? I feel like I'm giving this milk purpose now. I'm giving it a reason to be here. And those guys, they're going to go back to their manager that night, and they're going to say, you never guess. When you bought that milk, it paid off. Someone wanted it.
Yeah. So you're one of these people who can drink milk, because I can't. If I had that ice break that you're drinking right now, I would. I'd feel greasy, and then my gut would just. But you can drink milk. Lucky.
Yeah, I can. I don't regularly drink milk, at all.
Yep.
I think it's just the thrill of it.
You don't eat, do you?
I don't eat much.
Yeah.
No, I've got a very small belly.
Yep.
I'll usually have a small portion. Beth will have as much as me. She's only a little gal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I used to eat a lot.
Yeah.
When I was growing up. All the growth spurts. And then I went to on a school trip to Cambodia. And we had a $2 a day to live off or something. So I just ate a small bowl of rice every day for 2 weeks. And then came home and I guess my stomach had shrunk. Because it's just never...
Yeah, right.
I have a 1 meal a day now.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll get to the end of the day and there's been multiple times where I've gone to bed at night and put my head on the pillow and gone, I haven't eaten anything.
Wow.
I haven't eaten or drank anything all day.
And you're not hungry?
No, I just forget.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I used to do that. So I used to not eat, but I was not eating so that I could come home and eat a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So I was binging and restricting throughout the day, and that would be my reward. Very unhealthy mindset to have, but it was the one I had. And it led to, just not... I couldn't regulate my emotions very well. Do you find that it's really hard to regulate your emotions when you're not eating? You don't get angry?
I get absent, Beth calls it. So, I just sort of switch off. I don't really pay attention to things. Yeah, I just end up I'm absent. I'm an absent person.
Yeah, okay.
And then I eat, or, close friends will give me food. Because they'll say, you're not here.
Do you want something? Well, you brought shapes today.
Yeah, I've come prepared. I was like, I can't get absent on a podcast.
No.
So I've got to I've got to have, sugar and food, and I did have a egg and bacon roll.
Okay. Yeah,
before
you
I
had
came.
a sandwich before you came.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said sandwich, but it
Sure.
was a breakfast egg and bacon roll.
Sure.
I felt a little bit. I don't know. You know what? I thought I could just write egg and bacon roll. I don't know why I chose sandwich.
Sandwich is such a smaller word, though.
It was smaller. It was also like it sounded more lunchy. Like it would make more sense than egg and bacon roll. I don't know. But
I do that.
but
I'll lie about things, but I'll
why?
give someone enough information so that they.
Mm.
So, I'm trying to think of a good example, but I would do that. I'd say, I'm just having a sandwich, as opposed to
Yeah.
I'm eating an egg and bacon roll.
Yeah.
And
Less
yeah,
words.
it's a lie, but
It just feels
it's
right.
enough.
But at the same time, like I don't know why I needed. It's not embarrassing having an egg and bacon muffin.
They might actually call it a sandwich in the US anyway,
Two bread, meat.
because chicken burgers are not chicken burgers in the US. They're chicken sandwiches. Like you can get a southern fried chicken sandwich and then you watch it and it's like, that's a burger. But no, a burger is a beef burger.
Has to be beef.
It has to be beef in the US.
But what about pork?
I'm not sure about
Maybe
pork.
pork roll. Porks are always rolls.
Pulled pork yeah.
Pork.
Is it in the
Burger?
US though? I don't know. I'm asking you.
Surely. I don't know. I mean, American barbecue places have a lot of pulled pork, but I've never seen a pulled pork sandwich or roll.
Mm.
Sure, they'd serve them if you ask.
Mm.
But not white bread, though. Like 2 pieces of white bread with pulled pork. Sort of feels a bit
Yeah.
disproportionate.
Yeah. So the day I met you, well, no, not the day I met you, but the day we came over and had lunch.
Yes.
The day that we came and had, the day we came and had lunch with you, you were about to do Ride for Change.
Yeah,
What's Ride for Change?
Ride for Change is a ride that was started to raise money for a charity called the Children's Fund. It's a charity up in Papua New Guinea, and we've got a school over there. I actually go there once a year on a fundraising trip. And there's a school. We've got 250 kids. It's all like the teachers and the principal and everything are all nationals in country. It's like in the poorest area of the community. They just need a lot of help. Like it's to break the cycle of poverty in that area. All the kids are chosen out of the poorest pool of kids in that area as well. It's quite good education. We've had richer families come and ask, can we pay to have our kids in your school? Because by the end of finishing year 6, they end up being at about a year 8 equivalent level.
Interesting.
And we'd say no, because that sort of defeats the whole purpose of a
Yeah,
charity school,
yeah.
trying to break that cycle. Anyway, to help raise money for this, we created this ride. Ricky Bowman's created this ride. He's actually bounced off in 2015. I think they had the first one, and they rode from Sydney down all the way to Melbourne. It's 1,000 k's in 7 days, which is I don't know, it can be anywhere from 9 to 12 hours sitting on the bike a day for a week. And they did that a couple of times, and then sort of relaunched it in 2019 and went ham with advertising, and Ricky headed it up and turned it into this like monstrous event with like cool merch and just made it better. But yeah, Sydney to Melbourne, and then we've since done one last year, 2023, from Adelaide to Melbourne. Again, it was 1,000 k's in 7 days. The Sydney one, I was on the team on social media, so I was just doing all the socials for him along the trip. Then Ricky said, he gave me the challenge. He said, you should ride the next one. You should ride from Adelaide home. And yeah, it broke me.
I bet.
Yeah. I'm an admin guy. Like, I'm, a bit of a desk jockey. So I'm great. I was like making the websites and doing comms and emails and all that sort of budgets. That sort of stuff's my jam. But yeah, getting on a bike was an effort.
Did you have much training for it? I've done, like, I remember when I started gardening, I had no training. I was similar to you, like, desk jockey. And that was a small impact sort of thing. It's like 8 hours of pushing a lawnmower. Like, did you train or?
Yeah, I ended up doing about 2 to 3 hours of training 3 days a week. So I'd do like 2 hours on a Monday, 2 hours on a Tuesday, and maybe 3 hours on a Thursday. And then every second week, I'd do a big ride on a Saturday with the group of riders. We'd train together for safety. We'd do these group rides. So everybody knew how to stay safe on the road, and we all got to know each other and our riding patterns.
Riding patterns?
Yeah, so sort of like how I'll sit behind one person and I know that they're a very consistent rider and they're riding at like a consistent 30 k's an hour, and they just hold that. And so when I'm on their wheel, I can sit, real close, about half a wheel's width, behind them confidently. But then there's other people that sort of like do a little bit of a like an elastic band. They sort of go forward and a little bit back, or you learn that if they see a pothole or something, they'll like sort of do a bit of a brake scare, put the brakes on. So for those people, you just like have a full wheel's width behind. But it's also like learning on those group rides, when to point and what lights means. Someone calls lights and it just means that there's traffic lights ahead, or someone says rolling means that the lights have gone from red to green so we can continue to ride, or someone yells pothole or bump or whatever. Then it's the people at the front of the peloton. The peloton's a group of riders. That's their job to see dangers on the road ahead and point to them as they pass and call them out. So if you're on the front, you'd point to a pothole that's coming up, and you'd yell pothole, and then you carry, as you ride past it, you point to it, and then every rider, there's like 20 riders, all points to it as it goes through. So everybody knows where the risk is. It's all like habits of stuff like that we build up before the ride so that we're safe on the ride. Most of my training was done indoors, on an indoor trainer, on a program called Zwift. So it's just sort of boring looking at tarmac for 3 hours straight.
Well, on that point, on the boring point, so you're riding 12 hours a day for how many days did you say? 10 days?
7 days.
7 days. Are you talking? Are you like making chit chat with everyone, or is it like we're like focused?
You have a bit of both, but for the most part you're talking.
Okay.
It's not like a run. It'd be like an equivalent of a jog. Like you're going quite fast and you're putting quite a bit of effort into your legs, but you're not like wheezing and huffing and puffing.
Yep.
For the most part, you're just sort of cruising along. You're talking. You can grab stuff out of your back pocket, like grab something to eat, or you can drink water. It's like not like super strenuous unless you're going up a hill, or you're going into a big headwind, and then everybody sort of knuckles down. But even then, you'll have like stronger riders and weaker riders, and stronger riders will generally be so that they'll sort of drop back around it, and they'll give you some snacks, and they'll see that you're struggling and give you a gel or something which is just full of energy to keep you going, or maybe give you a bit of a push up the hill if you're really doing the grind.
Yeah, right. And you have been to PNG.
I have.
And how many times have you been now?
I was thinking about this. I think I've been 5 times, maybe 6. I think I sort of lose track because I go every year.
So about half a dozen.
Yeah, somewhere in, I don't know if I missed 2 trips or 1 trip during COVID. But yeah, once a year we go over. They go over a few times a year. Lady Trish, she goes over quite frequently, and she heads up the actual schooling there. She's a teacher in Australia as well, so she goes over there and gives them teaching resources, and she also takes care of the teachers and the principal, helps write programs. And then Rick, he's the chairman of the whole charity, and he frequently goes over there and sort of helps run the logistics of the whole thing and answers questions, deals with issues that come up. That's pretty much it. And then once a year, they take me over, and maybe another person, and someone who's like a sports star, and we do a charity sort of weekend. And so we do a chairman's dinner where we have a sports celebrity come up, and sort of that's a selling point for the people over there. And then we'll do a golf day, and then we'll also do a high tea. So over in Papua New Guinea, there's not a huge amount of things to do for the expats to do, which is who we're targeting in these fundraising trips, because you'll have John White who will be hit the say he works for ANZ or something. They'll say like, oh, we'll pay you double and you won't get taxed for it if you work overseas. If you go over there for us and be a manager there instead. And it's like a cost for him, and then Joe has to take his entire family over there and live over there, and it's not a particularly safe country. And so they're getting like sort of paid a decent wage, and they've also been given like allotted amounts of money in their organisation to be generous with, and so we sort of say like, hey, would you like to be generous with that for us? It's like, this is what we're doing in your community. A lot of them will sort of be in their accommodation, which is gated and has security guards and is safe, and then they'll get in their car and they'll go to work, and they'll either be at work, at home, or at the golf club. There's not really any wandering around the shops. There's like starting to be places like super malls and things where that is starting to happen, but for the most part, especially for insurance things, a lot of people are encouraged to not, you wouldn't just wander down the street. But the people are super lovely over there. It's a beautiful country, but it is sometimes just the minority can ruin it for the majority a bit. And yeah.
And how did you get into that work? So what do you do day to day? Obviously, you're not in PNG all the time. You've been 5 or 6 times, and you've been going for a couple of years now, yeah?
Yeah.
So what do you do day to day? How did you come across the gig?
Yeah, I work at a church full time now. So half my job, I run a thing called Active with Ricky. I'm Ricky's assistant. So he's this elite athlete. He's been to Worlds as a triathlete.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't realize
he went
that.
to Slovakia.
Oh, wow.
So he's like super fit and super switched on. Got great sporting connections, and he's built this thing called Active, which is churches focus a lot on spiritual health and mental health, and social health. So we've added in the physical element with Active, and he heads that up, and I help him out with sort of behind the scenes. I'm good at that. I mean, he's Iron Man and I'm Pepper Potts.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's like great at doing the hustling and actually running it at the events, and I'm good at the behind the scenes doing spreadsheets. It's good. No, I froth it. So Active is also so Ride for Change is run by Active, and so that charity ride we do is a part of that. And then the other half of my job is young adults. So my wife Beth and I, we take care of a bunch of young adults and help coordinate a team of people that put on a bunch of events and run some life groups, and just get to create really cool, loving communities for people to come and be themselves, and it's good.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
That's cool. I just remembered I've left something inside.
Oh,
I know, right? What a disaster situation.
Hey, I can just tell a story if you want.
Yeah, man. Go. It's a little surprise. I saw it in the shops today, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that, and we're gonna like review it on Thingo."
I like it.
Go.
All right. Well, I'll tell you a joke. How about that?
Go.
All right.
Please.
All right. Man goes to a store. Goes to a veterinary place. Not a veterinary place where you buy animals. Anyway, he goes there. He's like, "Oh, I'm looking for an exotic animal to buy." And the store owner says, "Oh, I've got a parrot." And he says, "No, I've had heaps of parrots. I want something more exotic than parrot." And he's like, "Oh, what about a monkey?" And he says, "No, something. I've had heaps of monkeys. I want something like, what's the most exotic animal you've got?" He said, "All right, I've got one thing. It's gonna be hard to get. Like, I've got only one of it, and it's not everybody's cup of tea." He says, No, show me. Takes him down to the cellar, down to the bottom, opens a bunch of chains off this door and opens it up, and out in the middle of the room is a polar bear. The guy says, "No, I never had a polar bear before. I want a polar bear. Like, I don't care how much it is. I want it right now." The guy says, all right. So exchange details. The guy gives him the polar bear keys to his chain that he was on, and he was just sleeping in sort of this thing. And the guy says, the pet store owner says, "Look, just one rule. Just don't ever touch the polar bear's nose." And the guy says, "Oh, that's a strange rule. All right." The guy ends up going home with his polar bear, and it's just sleeping constantly, and it's not doing anything. It's just like lying on the ground, not doing anything. And the guy says, I know the pet store owner says not to touch his polar bear's nose, but it's not doing anything. It's been a few days. And so he takes the risk and he touches polar bear's nose. And he gets up on his hind legs and it's like roaring at him. It's freaking him out. And he's like, oh, yeah. The guy runs out of his house. He's running down the street with this polar bear chasing him. He gets in his car. He drives to the airport. He's going to get on the plane. The polar bear's behind the car chasing him along. He gets on an aeroplane and he hears this thud. And there's a polar bear hanging onto the wing of the aeroplane. He like flies to another country to get away from this thing. And it's on the aeroplane wing the whole time. He's thinking like, oh, what have I done? I shouldn't have touched this polar bear's nose. Like, it's all falling to pieces. Anyway, lands in Cuba, gets off the plane, and he's like sprinting down the street away from this polar bear. He's just like fearing for his life. He turns down this corridor and there's a dead end. He gets to the end, this polar bear's like coming up on him. And he's like, oh, what am I doing? I just want an exotic animal to hang out with. And I touched its nose. The guy said I shouldn't have. And it's all like, I'm going to die. And the polar bear gets up on its hind legs. And this guy's like peeing himself, scared. He's like thinking this is it. And the polar bear just touches him on the shoulder and says, Tag, you're it.
I missed the start.
Horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
That's the best ending to any story ever.
Yeah, that's it.
And I was gone 2 minutes. So that was a 5-minute story. And then you finish it by saying, that was horrible. We'll redeem it. I found this today.
Is that Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast.
I didn't know he had chocolate.
Yep.
Where did you find that?
Coles. Kringle
No.
Coles. Mr. Beast. D's nuts.
These nuts, Mr.
Bar.
Beast.
Milk chocolate with peanut butter.
Wow.
And it claims to have only 7 ingredients. You know when they put only 7 ingredients on it and they don't really... They're not saying it's healthy, but
No.
they're tricking you into thinking it's healthy. So it's only got 7 ingredients.
Cocoa powder,
And I'm sure it's
peanut butter.
death, 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 and death. Those are the 7 ingredients.
What could go wrong?
Oh, here you go. Ingredients. Cane sugar, organic cocoa butter, cacao.
Checks
COCOA? Is that cacao? Cocoa.
Cacao? Cocoa?
I don't know. I'm not that intelligent. Anyway, we will move on. Organic. The same word again. Cocoa mass. It's not cocoa. Organic milk, peanuts, salt, and organic vanilla powder. That actually doesn't sound too bad. As in, it doesn't sound...
It doesn't sound toxic. None of those things
This
are
is what I'm
ringing a
saying.
bell of like... None of those are like something iodine.
I don't need to explain who Mr. Beast is, do I? Most people know who he is.
If you don't know Mr. Beast, you should
Oh wow,
just
it's
go
like
and
there's no like
watch that. Whoa!
there's no ribs in it.
That's wild.
There's no pieces. It is
It's just one solid block.
just one block. So that's cool.
There's nothing to break off unless those tiny little lines are like.
There are lines, there are waves.
Yeah, that's.
There's nothing on the back.
What an odd. Ah, thank you. Like you'd think that it like putting the divots in would make it look bigger too.
Hmm.
All right,
Ready?
to Mr. Beast. It tastes chocolate. Only chocolate. And now I'm
Can't taste
peanut
like
butter-
Reese's Pieces.
peanut butter's coming in.
Hmm.
Comes in a little bit after. It's smooth. It has the consistency of like, I guess, a Cadbury. It's not too hard, not too soft. Doesn't have a weird, out there texture.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really bad idea for a podcast to eat dairy, but you're already drinking your milk.
Hey, I could dip it in.
Do it. We'll just polish that off throughout.
You know,
That was
underrated
good.
Chocolate. IKEA.
Really? I didn't know they did chocolate. I know they do Swedish meatballs.
Oh yeah, everybody knows they do Swedish meatballs.
I'm a big fan.
It's
yeah.
like the whole reason you go to IKEA.
I know,
right?
right? It's not the furniture.
The
that's
cabinet's just like the side character to the meatballs.
Do you want to go to IKEA and get some meatballs and an armoire?
Do
Yeah.
they sell cars?
Costco.
Costco sells cars.
It's Costco. In the US, they sell cars. I
Really?
think.
Like in
think-
bulk? Is that the point?
Yeah.
Everything's in bulk. Like really large cars. You can only buy them oversized.
Can you buy cars at Costco?
Is Costco short for something?
That's a good question.
Like cost company.
Yeah, I feel like it would be.
Costco.
Costco. No, have you ever been to Costco?
Yeah, I have.
It's hard.
I went with someone who had one of those special cards. That you had to pay $60 for.
That's the only way you get in.
Membership card,
Yeah.
yeah. Their fuel is insane. If you live near it, you could just get the card just to get their fuel, and you would make that back in weeks.
Is the fuel cheap?
The fuel at Costco is wildly cheap.
Really?
Yeah, and like you could just, if you live near there, you could buy the membership card just to always fill up from Costco, and you would make it back.
Costco fuel price.
Let's see what that is.
Well, I filled up for $2.07
Yep.
today.
It's at least $2, right? Yeah, petrol spires.
$1.85.
15 cents.
It's $2.
That's actually not that bad.
So 7 cents a litre. I put 38 litres in it.
It's not as good.
So it's like $3.80. $3.
Yeah, it's actually...
Mind you, how long would that take you? It'd take you 20 weeks.
Oh, but is that the price that a regular person would pay? Or do you get a Costco discount with the membership?
Do you need a membership to get the fuel as well?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Maybe they just always lock it at the cheapest price in the area. I mean, looking around, it's still the cheapest around, but it's not...
I'm sure it's the cheapest.
It's not like 20 cents cheaper, though.
What were we Googling? Oh, can you buy cars at Costco? I think you can.
What do you do, insurance, or... We just slowly buy out everything, slowly sell everything.
USA. I was reflecting as I ran for this chocolate that I've not done one of these podcasts in 3 weeks, and I feel a bit out of shape. I feel a bit like I've gone to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym in 3 weeks. You don't go to the gym, do you?
No.
I don't know either. So I don't know why I always use the gym analogy. Anytime I talk about stand up, I'm like, if you want a six pack, you got to go to the gym like 3-4 times a week. That's how often you have to get up to do stand up. And then I'm like, I've never been to the gym. Have you ever had a gym membership?
When I was 18, I did the whole,
Sure.
Get the gym membership for the year, get swole, and then I went for 3 months and stopped. But I'd go at like 3 a.m. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, there's no one there. You can just like, no, pressure's off.
I guess.
And I'm a night owl.
Are you?
I'm absolutely a night owl. Like, I wake up at like 7 o'clock at night, and then I try desperately go to sleep at like 11 p.m. and I'm just like awake. I could just go for a run, and in the morning I'm just asleep until 11 a.m.
I can't do that. I've started getting up at 5:30 now. Got a new morning.
I do get up, but I'm emotionally asleep.
Okay. No, I'm bright.
You're an early bird gets the worm.
I didn't used to be.
But the early worm gets eaten.
Yeah, that's your thing. I was trying to remember if that was you or Josh that had that. Yeah,
No,
it's you.
Me, yeah. Early bird gets the worm, early worm gets eaten. And I'm a worm.
No, I've got this new morning routine and I get up at 5:30. Do my morning routine.
What is it?
Usual stuff. Bathroom, brush teeth, eat breakfast, coffee.
Eat breakfast?
Yeah, I've started eating breakfast. I feel so much better.
What kind of coffee?
Just a long black. Common folk beans. Try and do Ethiopian.
Long black's good. Try and do Ethiopian.
Yeah, it depends on... Oh, jeez. Depends on what they have available.
Why Ethiopian?
I like the flavour profile. Mon likes it too.
Really?
Yeah. What do you like?
I just like good coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it's good, it's good.
It's good. Fair enough. Look, it is all good. Meaning, like, if you get a Kenyan or something like that, it's not bad. I just prefer Ethiopian.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know where you...
The way they make it up there, it's just a bit chocolatier.
Yeah, right.
Which we like.
I guess it'd have a low, higher from, what am I trying to say? Like,
altitude?
how tall is it? Yeah, altitude from sea level.
Yeah.
Would be quite low.
No idea.
Should make it...
I know zero about...
Sweeter. Or, like, less fruity.
Yeah.
Less powerful. Is that how it works? I'm pretty sure the higher altitude coffee... Alright, you ready for some coffee theory?
I'm going to Google it, but continue.
So, the higher the altitude that the coffee is grown, the more the coffee tree struggles to produce coffee beans or the coffee. What do you call them? Like cherry looking things. What's that fruit called? Like a
Coffee beans?
what grows on a blackberry tree? A berry. Wow. The berry that coffee bean is in. So the higher the altitude is that the coffee tree grows, the more it struggles to grow those berries. And then because it's struggling to grow the berries, it grows fewer of them. And then all of the flavour gets pumped into just like a fewer amount. And so they're more flavourful generally if they're grown at a higher altitude. Which is why if you got like...
They're denser at a high altitude, that's what this says.
Yeah, that's what you want. And then,
dense
I
bean.
mean, that particular flavour profile, if that's what you want. Like
Yeah.
it's like fruitier and like lighter, more full flavour. But, some people like a chocolatey, nutty sort of flavour, which would come from lower altitude places, like Papua New Guinea or...
Interesting. Yeah, I've had coffee from P&G as well. It's not bad.
Yeah, I thought it was average. I haven't had really a lot
It's
of
not
good
my
coffee from
favourite.
Papua New Guinea.
Sorry.
It can be done.
I misspoke. When I said I've had coffee from Papua New Guinea, I don't mean in Papua New Guinea. I mean I've had someone made the beans and they put them in a bag and then I opened them in Frankston.
Yes. No, that's
Poured them in. Yeah.
It'd be the same thing.
Okay. So you've had coffee in Papua New Guinea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had both. And it's some people love it. Like Rick and Marcy, who run the children's fund, they love Papua New Guinea beans.
Vada was Papua New Guinea, wasn't it?
It was where Vada turned into Old Mate, which turned into now Common Folk Frankston campus. OG and all of the surplus of Vada Cafe went to the same thing, Children's Fund. It's been going for a couple of decades.
My mum worked at Vada.
Really?
I want to say she was a kitchen hand. I could be wrong though. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
Many moons ago. Yeah, Mon goes there every morning.
Right.
She takes the kid, gets a coffee and goes for a walk down the beach. Yeah, it is good.
It's
really
a great cafe. Common
Yeah.
Folk. They do a good job. What's the rest of your morning routine?
Oh, yeah.
You get up, you brush your teeth, have a loo break, breakfast, coffee, long black.
I've started trying to read the Bible in the morning.
Huge.
So I get a chapter in every morning.
Chapter?
Is chapter the right word?
Yeah.
Not a whole book, just a chapter.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Decent.
And then I check my Asana.
Ooh, I like it. I like an Asana
because I wasn't
user.
using my Asana.
I'm an Asana guy as well.
So I would put stuff in Asana, and then that was good. It was in
Nice.
Asana.
Yeah.
But that's where it ended.
Yeah. No.
It was in
checking your
Asana.
tasks.
I was on Asana. It's done. It's on my checklist. It's never gonna get done. And then I do something else. My emails.
Ah.
Yeah, I check my emails. Yep.
And
And
work emails?
yeah, work emails. Yep.
How many do you reckon you get a day?
Not so many emails. I'd say I get emails I need to check. 15. Not that many.
That's a good amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Respectable
Yeah.
workplace. Like, that's manageable. If you had 100 a day.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, I know
there's time
people
for
that have hundreds
No,
a day.
yuck.
Yeah.
No.
But I get if I'm on a job for 2 hours, where I'm up and down the hedge trimmer, up and down the ladder using the hedge trimmer and not checking my phone,
Yeah.
I'll check my phone and I'll have something like 24 texts from like 24 different people.
All like work related?
Yep.
What? So you
Or
prefer
Mon
that?
or
Do you prefer getting text messages from a client than emails?
Yep.
Really?
yeah, it's more direct. Email for people is more formal. There's more friction. It's slower. I'll reply to that email later. It's like writing a letter. It's like the different mentality between writing a letter and sending and making a phone call. It's like, oh, I'll just call him quickly. Whereas write a letter is like, oh, I got to sit down. Dear Jacob, I hope you're having a great day. Hope this email finds you well.
Pay me.
After reviewing your invoice, no. But yeah, whereas text is like, hey, did you see this invoice?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I find it easier. I also never call a client. So I get my leads on high pages.
Wow.
And the way it works is people post their job and I look through And I'm like, okay, I'd like this hedge trimming job. Accept the lead, get the details emailed to me, and I'll send them a text. And it's the same text. It's, I wonder if I have it here. The chocolate was a bad choice. There you go. G'day, Andy here from Smart Yards. I'm reaching out in response to your High Pages inquiry regarding garden maintenance. Would you like a quote?
Oh, it's very formal. It's very formal.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's a templated text, so I just write intro 1 in my phone, and it's a keyboard shortcut, and it types that.
Intro... Wait,
Intro
on your phone?
1.
You can set those up?
You can set those up.
Whoa.
Yep.
You're going to have to show me how to do that later.
Yeah, it's good.
That's really good.
It's really good. And I don't know if it is linked to my Mac.
How many have you set up?
Intro 2.
Wow.
There you go.
Intro 2.
Wait, I'll do that so you can see it on the screen. So intro 2 pops up.
Can you please send me some pictures of the work and the address? 9 out of 10, I can generate an estimate using maps.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the emoji with the glasses, which,
Yeah.
you know, that's a far more personable, friendly message than the initial. I mean, you got g'day in the initial, like, it's a very common man intro. That's
Correct. That was on purpose because it's a gardening job.
Yeah.
People expect that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you want a friend to mow your lawn.
Correct.
It's a very personal
The
space.
simple gardener.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah. But it's funny because the only answer you'll ever get from that message, this message here,
Is yes.
G'day Andy from Smart Yards, is yes please. Oh, I'd love one. Which so it's always the same thing. So I always have that. I can always just send that exact message.
Have you ever had someone say, "No, I do not want a quote. Just come and do it"?
No, but I have had people say it's already been looked after.
Oh.
And I just go, no worries.
Who was it? Who takes
Oh,
it?
it happens a couple of times.
No naming and shaming of other gardeners.
Well, I don't see who it is. It's Craig. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't see who it is, but I will see the... So the way High Pages works is 3 gardeners can accept the lead. So let's say I accept the lead, and then, like, I send this message, and then I'm, like, on the hedge trimmer for 2 hours. And then another gardener's already quoted in that time.
Quick.
Doesn't matter. There's so much work on that platform that it doesn't matter. It's very easy to get work using that platform. So you've explained the role to me previously as like a marketing role at Gateway, yeah? You do a lot of that sort of stuff. No, it's systems.
Yeah, I do systemize things.
Yes. Yeah.
I love a system.
You do like a system. We've had that discussion a couple of times.
That's why I like those text messages.
Yeah. No, it's a good hack. I'd show you, but we're using my phone for TikTok Live. We've got one person live.
Oh, hello.
What else do you do for fun?
What else do I do for fun? I do love a movie.
Oh, dude, that's right. Pineapple. Lobster.
Oh, yeah, the lobster.
The lobster.
Get around it. Yeah. Yorgos Lanthimos.
Can we watch the trailer for Lobster?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Is it violent or sexual? I'm not going to get booted off.
I don't think I mean, maybe copyright. Or all trailers public domain?
John C. Reilly's in it.
Well, there's all sorts of famous people in there.
Oh, whoa.
It's wild. Yeah, A24. My guys at A24, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Big love.
Whoops. My bad.
No, this is Poor Things. I saw that. That was also a good movie. I say good movie as in, like, I liked it, but I reckon, like,
So this is
95% of people won't. Nah. Poor Things is his recent movie.
Ah, here you go.
Have you ever been on your own before?
Is that
No,
Melbourne?
never.
No.
Your last relationship lasted how many years?
Around 12.
Sexual preference?
Women. Is there a bisexual option available?
No, sir, this option is no longer available. And find the dog?
My brother, he was here a couple of years ago, but he didn't make it.
Did you read the leaflet?
Yes, I did.
That's the
As
woman
you
from The
understand
Crown.
your brother's experience,
Really?
if you
She
fail
plays
to
the
fall in love
Queen.
with someone during your stay here, you'll turn
So
into
I'm
an animal.
told.
Have you ever danced with anybody? Yes.
As an animal, you'll have a second chance to find a companion.
What sort of dancing did you do?
Just depends on the music.
Mind if I join you?
It's no coincidence that the targets are shaped like single people, not couples.
So,
Did you catch rabbits?
for the people who are
Catching a
listening,
rabbit is difficult.
Thank you very much.
the
I'll bring you more.
plot of this movie
Promise.
is essentially society requires that you're in a relationship. And
Oh, is that the subtext to
so
this?
yeah, the whole it's probably easier for me to
Sure.
explain it than to watch this trailer, I'm realizing. But the entire society is built on everybody being in a relationship. And if you are no longer in a relationship for any reason, like they might pass away or you like the relationship just ends, then you go to this hotel and you have 40 days at this hotel to find a new partner, and everybody in the hotel is trying to do the same. And if you don't find a partner, you get turned into an animal of your choice.
Oh.
Yes, and he picks the lobster, which is why it's called the lobster. And but you can add days at this hotel, so you can extend your time by going out once a week on these hunts for people that have escaped society and live out in solitude in the bush. And if they go and tranquilize them, bring them back, turn them into an animal. Anyway, he gets a bit of a spoiler alert here, so maybe skip forward 15 seconds if you don't want to ruin the end of the movie. But he escapes, because he can't find a partner, into this community of singles, and their only rule is you're not allowed to be in a relationship. And he finds love.
Yeah, right.
So he can't be in society, and he can't be outside of society. And so him and this person are locked into, I guess they're lost. They can't be anywhere.
It's forbidden, like Romeo and Juliet.
Absolutely.
Mm.
But what makes this movie so interesting, and why I've showed it to my friends and they pretty much called me a freak.
My favourite is hearing people absolutely destroy you at barbecues for your weird taste in movies.
I've never lived this down. I told my friends I liked it, and then they said, "Oh, well, we'll watch it together." I'm never allowed to pick a movie again. There's zero emotion in the movie, so no character at any point shows like physical emotion.
Yeah,
it's
right.
all like it's as if every person is like completely yeah, which just makes everything feel off and strange, which is sort of why I love it, because it relies completely on the plot. It's wild.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
So is this the new one you were watching, like that just came out?
No, that's Poor Things. So that is all right. So Poor Things is a movie where a woman jumps off a bridge and she's pregnant. A doctor finds the body, and the mother had passed away, but the baby was alive. And so he takes the brain from the baby and puts it into and replaces the brain of the mother. And so it's an adult woman, and then the movie then is about the I guess all the stages of life through baby, toddler, teenager, like kid, teenager, adult, all in the body of an adult. And so she's experiencing the world and wanting to find out more about what life is. But it's from a child's perspective, but in an adult's body. And it's whack. So
Mr. Beast is a really interesting dude, isn't he? You go.
yeah, let's get some more chocolate in.
You know he spends $1 million on his thumbnails?
No.
Allegedly.
Everyone? Or like
Allegedly.
across a year?
On one thumbnail.
That can't be true. Aren't they like exceptionally easy to make thumbnails anyway?
Apparently not. I'm Googling it.
Mr. Beast, how much does a thumbnail cost? Why did they put that in a 19-second video? Oh, it's him.
Muted. Oh, I know why.
And how many thumbnails per episode?
Oh yeah, we gotta reset.
Hmm.
We probably spend around $5,000 to $10,000 a thumbnail, just making sure we get the right image and it's good. Because like the thumbnail makes a difference between 50 million views or 200 million. So,
and how many thumbnails per episode? Or per video?
Around 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
like
So 30,000 in thumbnails.
no, that's 10,000 for all 3.
Okay.
We're not that crazy. We probably spend around $5,000 to $10,000
feel like
a thumbnail,
that's-
just making sure we get the.
How old's this?
Jeff Bezos right now owns 10.
We probably spend around $5,000 to $10,000
Anyway.
a thumbnail, just making
Wow.
sure
Would
we get the right.
you spend $100 on a thumbnail?
I don't spend any money on this podcast at all. I spent $4 on the chocolate tray, and I thought that was extreme.
Hey, I appreciate that. I've really enjoyed it. It was a nice touch. If you
Yeah.
wanted to really level it up, you could pay me $5,000 and I'll make you a real banging thumbnail.
It's alright.
I'm just gonna use
That's okay.
Canva.
Yeah. So there you go, debunked. He does not spend $1 million on a thumbnail. Gary Vee said he spent $1 million on a thumbnail.
Really?
That's where I got it from.
$1 million is... I was thinking about this the other day. I asked someone, what is the smallest amount of money that you would consider a life-changing amount of money?
Smallest amount,
Where,
life changing.
like, you would say, not like, oh wow, that was a great amount of, but like, somebody gave me this or I won this amount of money, it changed my life.
Well, it's really a question of how much money do you have in your bank account right now. That's the question. And it depends what life changing it is.
Oh, that's what I'm
as
saying.
well. Like, let's say you tap me on the shoulder. I'm having a shit day. You tap me on the shoulder and you say, "Here's $200."
Changes
That's
your day.
changed my day. It's changed my life.
Doesn't change your life though.
Maybe I was gonna do something bad that afternoon. I was like, maybe I won't kill myself.
Well, I mean, maybe like
Yeah.
with $5 in that case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon for me it'd be like $400 to $500,000.
I thought you were gonna leave it at 400.
Nah, $400,000. I'd say it was life changing because it's enough that then I don't have to pay so much money off my mortgage, and that I could then month by month save so much more. But like then again, if someone gave me $100,000, I would say
It'd screw you up.
this is ridiculously life changing.
Money's a mirror. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it shows you who
It's
you
good.
are.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I have talked about this before on the podcast, and I talk about this a lot. If you make money very, very slowly, I think there's something about this in the Bible as well. If you make money really slowly, you understand it, you appreciate it, and you are a good steward of it.
I like this.
And if you come into money very, very quickly, the propensity is there, unless you're a very wise person, to piss it away.
Yeah.
If someone gave me $200,000 right now,
Yeah.
I would spend half of it on a car. I know I would. I know I would. I'm an idiot. And anyone... there are some people out there that are very, very sensible, and they'll be like, no, we'll just pay it off. You know what? I probably actually would pay it off my mortgage. But, damn, I'd consider... And I know what I'd spend it on, too. I'll show you what I'd spend it on.
Then you get the upkeep on that is wild. Imagine trying to insure that.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Oh my
The
goodness.
savings I get with an Uber One membership don't disappoint.
Now we get to watch this ad.
You know what is disappointing?
Is this like for advertising?
Not having a mullet.
Yeah,
Mullets are back.
They
pretty good.
cannot have their ad. Anyway, it's an F-Type V8. I've become completely obsessed with these.
Why?
Why? That one actually sounds like crap, but that's why. It
just
sounds
like
good.
It's yelling at me.
I'd like to be yelled at. It's my thing.
Loves being yelled at by cars.
Who does?
You.
Yeah, I do. I like being yelled at. It reminds me of home.
You should get your car on the podcast.
It won't fit in. It won't fit on the chair. I get you what you mean.
Won't get in.
Smart ass. That sounds sensational.
Yeah, but I feel like a 1997 Toyota Corolla.
That does nothing for you? I'm an 8-year-old boy though.
No, I mean like, look, this is a common theme across all your podcasts is the cars. It's like
Don't care.
I can't get it.
It's fair
But like you know what though, I have a deep respect for your love for cars.
Okay, I get you.
Like I can see why this is like. It's like for me being a movie buff. Like when I watch a movie that's getting like 4.5 out of 5 star ratings.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's going wild about how good this movie is. And I really want to get around it. Like I really want to love this movie, but I can't. Like I just don't. Like I understand why you love this movie. I get the cinematography, the acting, script's great. It's just not really like scratching my itch. And cars are the same. Like I understand like why the sounds, the looks, like the experience of being in one, and like the novelty of like it's special. Just don't know. I can't get it.
I've been thinking about it a lot. For me, I think cars are special because they symbolise freedom. They symbolise your ability to get from somewhere to somewhere else. And as a man, that sparks something exploratory in my DNA. It's like Lewis and Clark, yeah? I can go and I can do whatever I want because I have this thing. And then I think the reason that I can't work out why noise is cool out of a car.
Yeah, like because you have freedom in a lemon.
Correct. Yeah.
And I love lemons.
I get it. I really get it. By the way, I like lemons too.
Oh, something about it. When I see a car that's falling apart, that I can get around. Like, what I love. This is alright. Car conversation. The thing I can love about a car is when I get in a car, or if I'm borrowing a friend's car, and they say like, "Oh, you know, you just have to when you to start the car, you have to pull the door really hard closed."
Sure.
And then you press the button. It's like what? Why are those two things linked? And
I'm
how
fine
did you
with
find
that.
out?
I'm fine with that too. Like, that's cool. I like... I don't know why I like cars, but yeah, like I said earlier, I think that's why. But also, like, I get the whole... That headphone's going to come off the table. I get the whole lemon thing. Like, you've seen the truck on the nature strip, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce. That's got all that stupid stuff in it too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of one now. I think I've fixed most of the weird stuff in it. But there's a rattle that it makes at 80. So you have to do 78.
Yeah, fascinating.
And it's deafening.
I love
it's like,
that.
And you're like, well, we're going to be doing 80. You either do 78 or you do 83.
Yeah, why is that though? That's the kind of stuff I get around. Like, I want to know what's going on in that car.
It's got a personality as a result of this stupid foil.
It does.
I get it. A foible, should I say. I don't know why. Maybe it's like I like mechanical stuff. I know, and the noise is unnecessary, but somehow very necessary. You know what I mean? Like, you can get to the shops in a car that makes no noise, but that Jag makes a crackle when you take your foot off the accelerator, which is it burning more petrol than it needs to. That's what that noise is, which is unnecessary and irresponsible. And I hear unnecessary and irresponsible, and I go, fantastic. Yeah. Let's go. I like this.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same about lawnmowers?
No, I have no interest
Like
in lawnmowers.
really loud lawnmowers.
Don't care at all.
Spitting and crackling.
Do not
burning
care
more
at all.
fuel than you.
If you could get one that spit and crackled, and you're like, that's fantastic.
I
But
think we can arrange that.
yeah, I
What a ride-on lawnmower.
ride-ons are different. Ride-ons are cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No, ride-ons are cool because you get paid to sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the ones with the drink holders, you can put your ice break
For
in
sure.
it.
Yeah.
That's what it's for, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Milk. Out there in milk.
When we live, imagine the hot sun. Beads of sweat dripping down your face, grass flying in the air, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, and you're just drinking your ice break.
Or just
as
just
it
straight
curdles in your stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Makes me want to go to the hospital in just in case. When we lived in Queensland, the shops used to shut at 3 o'clock.
Mm.
And I remember saying to the neighbour, why do the shops shut at 3 o'clock? That's so inconvenient. And he said, why would you want to go to the shops at 3 o'clock anyway? You should be out mowing the lawn. 3 o'clock on a Sunday, that's what you do, mow the lawn.
Wow.
Yep.
That's when cafes close. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're like, I stay at a cafe until it closes, and then I might as well go home and mow the lawn. That's fair.
Yep. I think cafes are open a little bit longer in Melbourne, though.
Yeah, sometimes till 4.
Yep.
Sometimes till 4.
I have noticed a lot of them opening at 8, which is bothering me.
8, not 7?
Not 7.
That's wild.
I don't understand why you'd be open late. Like, I don't understand being open till 4 o'clock and, like, not open at
Earlier.
5:30, 6 o'clock. Like, tradies go to work 5:30, 6 o'clock. You're missing a rush.
I mean, say you've got 3 people on staff. That's like for 1 hour, how much is that costing you? Like, say it scores $100.
Yep.
I mean, how many coffees do you have to sell to warrant that between the 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock period?
Yeah. And how much money do you actually make out of a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon the cost of a coffee would be, like, without taking into account building
Labour.
costs and labour, I reckon, like, it'd cost you $1.50.
For the cup, the water, the milk.
Yeah, all the material and the coffee beans.
Yep.
Just what's in the cup would cost you $1.50.
Yeah, okay.
But then, like, after staffing and building costs and maintenance and water bills and stuff, all of that would, I reckon they're making like $1 a coffee or something.
Yeah,
and then they
okay.
get all their money from food. Surely.
I really don't know. I've thought about this a bit too.
I'd love to know the maths.
No
on that.
idea. Can you ask someone? Do you know someone else?
I know a lot of people that have...
Not now. I'm not suggesting we call them.
No,
but, like,
no. I know a lot of people that have ran cafes and known a lot of managers, but I haven't known many of them where it's financially feasible unless they also roast their own beans. Because you can sell beans wholesale and you make money.
Yeah, okay. So why don't they just do that then?
A lot of people already do. It's a hard market to get into.
Yeah, okay.
You need connections overseas with specialty things. The amount of we pay for a coffee, so it's like $5 for a coffee or something, like wild. Wild. Because, you know, from berry to cup, so many hands touch that bean.
True.
Like, you've got the people who originally, like, source the trees and grow the trees, and then you've got different people that pick them, and then you've got people who like wash the outside of the berry off the bean. It's a different place, and then a different place to that then dries all of the beans out, and then a different place to that sorts them and takes like by hand. Somebody sits there all day. I've seen it all day, and they've got a huge, like, hundreds of thousands of coffee beans. And they sit there, they pick up every one, look at it to see if it's got imperfections, and then they put it in a good pile or a bad pile. Like, that's what makes it. And then the more harsher they do that, plus the quality of the tree, will determine if it's specialty or not. And so then they sort those beans, and then somebody packages those, and then you've got to transport it to another country, and then you give that wholesale to someone to then roast it, and then that person roasts it, and then they package it again, and then send that to someone else that sells it, like a store, and then the store sells it to the cafe, and then the cafe has people who like make the coffee and then someone that serves it, and we pay $5 for it, and we say that's 50 cents too expensive.
Yep. That's crazy, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Wild.
Do the Avengers movies insult your fine taste?
My film taste, or
I said your fine taste, but I meant
my
fine
fine
taste in films.
I actually rated I appreciate like a good little fun
popcorn.
Yeah, just go in there like you know what you're getting. You know, you go in, you watch Black Panther, and you're like, sick. Just saw a guy like running around in a black suit and like kicking ass. That's like cool. It's like I know what I'm going in to watch.
Sure.
Like, but like I will also be quite harsh and go like that was like, you know, that was a good movie. Like 2.5. I will give a movie that was an actually mid-range regular movie.
Yeah.
To 2.5 stars out of 5.
Yeah.
Actual half. Like So if for me to go, if it's 3, if I give you something a 3 out of 5 stars, which is like 6 out of 10, for me that's like a better than average movie.
Yeah.
Which is wild because most people I feel they would rate a 7. Like if you're not really sure if it's a mid movie, they'd call it a 7 out of 10. 7's people's median, but 5 is my median.
Do you care at all for superhero movies?
Depends. If it's a good movie.
Have you seen a lot of them?
I've seen all like the Avengers.
This is leading to a DC or Marvel?
Seen both. Yeah, I've seen all of them.
No, but which
which one do I prefer?
Because DC is very arty.
I do appreciate the cinematography and the grittiness of DC. But I do like the overarching narrative of Marvel. I like how they've tied in like like the 4 phases of Marvel all have played into each other and then nods to different movies and like it's quite meta. And I like that. And I think DC's started to do that more.
Yeah, okay.
Individual movie based. Yeah, it sort of depends. Like some scripts are better than others.
Yeah.
Really is movie by movie for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know the number one thing I don't like in a movie? When the director doesn't trust themselves. When it's over explained. When there's like I'll watch a movie and then I like might not see something coming. There's a plot twist, which for starters I love. I love it when there's something happens that I wasn't expecting, which is also why I love movies like The Lobster. But when something happens and I'm not expecting it, I'm like, this is great. But then when they spend like 10-15 minutes saying like, oh, and then I did this, and then I did, and they explain the whole thing. They explain the plot twist to you. Nah.
Too much.
I hate that. Like, obvious. Like, I've figured it out. You've done the big reveal. You don't need to like backtrack and explain the whole movie to me. You've just killed all the movie's rewatchability. You know, trust yourself. Like, trust your directing. You've done a fantastic job in like building this movie to a big suspenseful point with a big reveal. You know, like just trust that was enough and that I'm impressed by you. You don't need to explain it.
I get you. Got another question for you. So you listen to the podcast?
I do.
Yeah. I am at the moment. I'm trying to gear it up and get it to the next level. And I've got some ideas of how I could do that.
$5,000 per thumbnail.
No, so I've been really thinking about what this podcast means and what I'm trying to do here. And I was looking at the commonality of all the guests that I've had on so far and all the conversations I've had. And everyone I've had on so far has one thing in common. They all live a very, very different life to what is societally, conventionally normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone was in a cult, comedian.
True.
Josh is just nuts.
We love him though.
But like they're all trying to break out.
Yeah. Right.
Of like normal. And I've been thinking about it and like that's actually what the show's about. It's stories of people who don't live normal lives. You don't live a normal life.
Don't I?
No, like you're like halfway to a missionary. Like you go into PNG and you like you don't just like go and do admin. You know what I mean? Like it's a big.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a different style of job, and like the comedians that I have on, they really don't have the same job as it. Like they're weird. You know what I mean? Like And when I have people on that run their own businesses, they're weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the one commonality is these people are all people doing something challenging. What I actually really like is the challenge of doing something different. So I'm trying to come up with ways to really showcase that and really get people's perspectives. People who have a different sort of brain. I think there are people in the world that have like, I'm going to go to uni, get my degree, get a job, and that's the end of my life. And then there are people that are like, no, actually, like, I've got 80 years. I like kind of want to do something and see something different. And that's why I had you on. So I'm trying to think of ways, trying to get inside the brain of a person that has one of those brains. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So one thing I've thought of is a premise bucket. So I have a bucket on the table. Yeah. And no, I don't. This is what I'm thinking, a premise bucket.
I like it.
Put a bucket on the table. And when conversation gets a bit stagnant and a bit dry, like today I'm a bit tired and I'm kind of struggling with this, just go in the bucket, pull out a premise, and it says COVID-19 on it.
Oh, yeah. So
And,
have, like,
and
a
it's
base.
very broad, not like, what did you think of the way that Daniel Andrews handled COVID-19? Like, just COVID-19.
Yeah.
And you just start.
That's
Like
a good idea.
a premise bucket of only taboo topics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
People love a taboo.
Yeah, I know. Like, pronouns. Just the word pronouns in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I can see the views flying up.
Yeah. What do you think, though?
Of pronouns?
No. What do you think of that concept?
Oh, the concept of the bucket.
Of like a format, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think people love talking about things they don't feel like they should talk about because everybody's thinking about it. So you might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
I like it.
Have you got any...
Full send.
Yeah. Have you got any topics that I should throw in that bucket? I'm going to
Topics
do
in
it.
the
I've got one on
bucket.
Thursday.
That's a like comment below question right there. Like, what do you want to hear?
This is true.
But
So yeah, that extends to you as well, listening. If you
you.
know me, text me. Oh, live disconnected.
No comments from TikTok though. They're gone.
That's what you want to read. Live disconnected due to inactivity. You were so boring. So boring. We just turned you off.
We'll take that. We'll
Yeah.
take that.
Anyway, not you.
No.
Me. I'm not saying you were boring.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The royal yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
No, don't worry.
Got any ideas?
Yeah.
Like real stuff that...
Grindy.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got like stuff that, I mean, like, it's hard because I wonder if there's like something where you could see the Google searches that people make that are,
Wow, that's a good idea.
that are, you know, what's the most Googled thing right now? And then you just talk about whatever's the most Googled thing for
That's
that day is.
clever, Jacob.
You can have that one for free.
What is my IP?
That's the most Googled question right now? How to lose weight is the second. How to tie a tie. Oh, I love that that's still a question everybody...
Do you know how to tie a tie?
No, I actually use that first YouTube video anytime I do. I usually go like open neck. I don't really... or I have like a clip-on bow tie that I use. I don't have any ties.
I haven't worn a tie in 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to wear one for the weeds.
I also, if I ever wear a tie, don't do... Like, I like the double Windsor. Like, I don't like the basic one. I like it when it's like even on both sides. Anyway.
How to kiss.
Oh. How do you kiss?
It's terrible. It's like watching a chimpanzee try to eat a banana.
I feel like that is entertaining in its own right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's
I'm hearing,
entertaining
like,
to watch, but...
creative and... You know, I'm sure a chimpanzee does that every day, so, like, good for you.
Yeah. What time is it?
Most Googled thing. What device can you Google on that doesn't have the time in the top right hand corner?
If you were Googling what time is it, you need your head read. How to get pregnant. What's the answer, please? Please, how to get pregnant. How to get pregnant. The NHS explain that taking note of your ovulation cycle, having sex regularly, and obviously not using any form of contraception are ... And I feel like it says the answer.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I like the third one along. What is love? How to get pregnant?
How I Met Your Mother.
Like the show?
That's a Googled question. How I Met Your Mother ?
Right. Like not even TV show afterwards? Or maybe they just want to know that actual question.
So it was a really good idea, but as it turns out,
people aren't interested enough to Google
people
things.
are stupid.
I Googled. This is this is fascinating. 2 days ago, went for a run, and somebody said a joke about cocaine, and I was curious. I come up with a conundrum because I got a work phone, like church phone. So I was like, if I do this Google search of like what are the effects of cocaine? How much is cocaine? How many lines would 1 gram of cocaine do? I'm like, which are all things I did search, because I was, in this conversation, you come up with random things like that, and you're curious. You search it up on your phone. I'm like, surely this is flagged by HR.
Yeah.
Right? Like, surely there's like little alarms going off somewhere, going like, oh, why is he Googling all this? So then, like, to counter that, to counter all of the sus things I just searched about cocaine, I then typed into Google, "Don't worry, Mel from HR. I'm not interested in cocaine. I'm just talking with Tom and Rob Gillette." And then
lol.
Enter. I'm like, hopefully that like counters it. Like, don't worry.
I was at a bar last night because I was supporting a mate who was doing his hour of comedy.
Which bar?
Club Voltaire in the city.
Nice.
So it was just a bar up the back of a room where there was 30 seats in it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was tight.
Smaller the better.
And there was this funny bloke who's been banned from a couple of comedy clubs because he's on the spectrum and he just laughs his head off. But he ruins people's filming there. Like, they'll film in like a 30 people room and he like sits up the front and obnoxiously laughs. I think it's a bit rough, to be honest with you.
Oh, like he's an audience member.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he sits in the audience and
so
the footage is unusable. Yeah.
That's
anyway,
I thought you were saying he was on stage and booted. I was like, what's this guy talking about?
No. But I looked over at him and he was at the bar and I watched him interact with the barmaid. No, it's not the past. They're not called barmaids anymore. Bartender. Barmaid makes it sound like we're in
a neutral term.
I think tender is just that's non-gendered.
Cool.
How progressive of us.
Yeah.
And she said, "What can I get you?" And he goes, "Some heroin, please."
What? What?
Yeah.
As a joke, like because he's at a comedy club.
He's kidding. Yeah,
it's good.
I thought that was good. I thought that was funny.
Put him up. You're up next.
Yep. I googled when can you take a newborn camping.
Good question.
But before I finished, the third search result was when can you take a newborn to Centrelink.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
But
there
why?
I mean,
why do you need to take it? Like, are you like, let's rush this kid down there and teach him a lesson? He's gonna need it. He's like, look around. He's gonna need it.
Get youth allowance early.
Or, so is it for the lesson, or is the kid for the Centrelink? Like, is it a My Sister's Keeper situation where they were like, we're out of money, let's make a kid, and then we'll take the kid to Centrelink and get more Centrelink.
Right, so you reckon like they're not even pregnant?
No, I think they had the kid for the doll.
Yeah, but you would Google that before you had the kid though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What if you're not eligible or something?
Probably. Yeah.
Oof.
Anyway, that's a shit joke. That's funny.
What would you put in the bucket?
Ooh. Mm. What would I put in the bucket?
A bucket of prompts. I mean, it's your bucket, so I guess you're gonna have to think.
I'm going to put stuff in. I would try and reverse engineer what I thought people wanted to hear.
Mm.
So I will do exactly what we're about to do. But this has not worked for most Google questions. I wonder if there's a better
100 most asked questions on Google.
What is my IP?
Why is that number one? What is my
Found a
IP?
screenshot on a Mac. Get yourself checked. That's searched 452,000 times a month.
Yeah, but a million times. What is my IP? What do people need to know their IP for? Why is that so asked? If we answer that question, like that's what people want to know.
Does it mean what's my IP? Or does it mean what's my intellectual property? Or does it mean what is my IP? What are the numbers?
Yeah.
Like what's an IP?
Yeah.
What are the numbers? Or what
Maybe
what
it's a combination of all three, which is why it's the most asked
Big
question.
number.
Because it's three different questions that are all form the same.
Yeah.
What's your IP?
I don't know. I don't know.
Probably shouldn't say.
I don't know.
I don't know what my... Yeah. Do we have an IP? Is that like IP addresses in like
I think so. Yeah.
Like, is that like vicinity based? Or is
I'm sure I have one.
Does every device have an IP? I don't know. I'm not a techie.
I really don't know.
No. You know what? We should Google it. Let's Google the most Googled search. Surely. What is my... wait, no, they can't see this though, can they? Oh, maybe don't Google it. I feel like this is an unsafe thing to put on the internet.
What is my IP?
What if it comes up with some important number?
Tell you what though, whoever owns that page...
That's literally your IP address. You should not be putting...
Oh, crap.
Take it down. Abort.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
Do you know the worst bit? We're live. We're live. We're live. I didn't expect it to know my IP.
Oh, that's so bad. What does that do though? Alright, next question.
Well, that's it. The whole thing is going to explode. What can someone do with my IP?
That's a really important question.
Crap. What can someone do with my IP? Restrict access based on your geographic location.
Oh no.
Ban you in online games. Execute DDoS attacks. Impersonate you to commit illegal activities and hack your device.
Alright,
we'll be right back.
I feel partly responsible for this.
That's hysterical. I'm gonna have to pull that. I'm actually gonna have to pull the live down.
You should absolutely stop. Stop that.
How many minutes in were we? Because I'll just cut it.
Yeah, we should cut that out. That's wild. That's wild. Like,
oh, the recording stopped.
Oh, that's actually great.
But the live didn't. Oh,
is that good?
Wait, the hard drive's been funny. That's weird.
What's happened? Is this like extremely good for this whole IP leak situation?
No, because the live is working.
Oh.
The not live is not working.
Great. So we've
Yeah. Once the screen light comes up.
Oh wow. That was like really funny for me. Traumatizing for you.
Well, my life's finished now.
What if, you know, what are they gonna do? Like steal Audacious Dutchman?
No, they're gonna impersonate me online and
nice.
Provoke ISIS.
Put it in the bucket.
Yeah.
We should put this in the bucket.
We might have to.
Look, to make this fair, all listeners, you should all share your IP addresses. Nah, don't do that.
This is actually now not working at all. So the live is working. So I'll have to download the live and then publish the live. Thank goodness we're live. But yeah, that's completely stopped working.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the bucket, and that is gonna be we're gonna test that out Thursday night.
Is it gonna? Could it be like like half the questions are like, what are your views on the religious political situation between Israel and Palestine, and then the other half of the questions like, if you could only have one lunch for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And then it's
stupid questions and some not stupid questions.
yeah, and then it's like a full mix. Could be super exciting.
Yeah,
and then like, would you want which question would you want?
The one that gets the most clicks.
Lunch.
Yeah,
definitely lunch.
Definitely lunch. Yeah. Yeah. Based on the fact this hard drive is not working, we might end it there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Do you have you got anything that you would like to plug?
No.
Meaning promote? No, not really.
Just this podcast I've been listening to, the Audacious Dutchman.
Oh, that's nice.
Got him. But no, we will be launching Ride for Change soon. If you wanted to check it out, I'm going to don the Lycra again. You can come if you want. Do you want to ride?
How, like from Melbourne to Sydney?
No, we're riding. The next one is going to be, and this is hot off the press, a Vic Loop around Victoria.
Yeah, right.
It could be fun. I could see you in Lycra.
Around Victoria. No, you couldn't see me in Lycra. Around Victoria. How many days?
7.
No. Nope. I go on this camping trip every year for 7 days.
Happens to be at the same time.
And no, yeah. I'm not going on it this year because I've decided that I'm too busy.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm not going to put fucking...
That's wild.
Yeah. Yep.
That busy. 7 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm now doing podcasts on Sunday and we grocery shop on Sunday. And I spend I usually spend Sunday morning with Mon and Henry. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
I love it.
Maybe next year.
Maybe. I mean, it is next year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. 2025.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I'm putting
we'll
you down
talk.
as maybe.
We'll talk. I would play the outro music, however, the technical difficulties are strong with this
We don't need
today.
outro. Wait, do you know
I'll edit it in.
Do you know, like, the tune of it enough that you could sing it? Could you, like...
No, that's terrible.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just going to edit it in post. But thank you so much for watching. I actually have no idea what episode this is. It'll be 20-something.
27,
like 20...
I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
27. Episode... I was going to say 22.
I'm pretty sure it's 27. I could be wrong.
It's probably episode 27. But thank you so much for watching. This has been fun. It's been good to hang out with Jacob. We're back...
24.
24, okay. We've had a little bit off just because I've had personal stuff going on. Family visiting and blah, 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 blah. But we are back on the loop now, at least one a week. And yeah, pumped for it. Pumped for a lifetime of technical difficulties. So thank you so much for watching and enjoy. Peace.
Bye.